Alright, hello everyone and welcome to what's probably going to be one of my more awkwardly recorded videos, but I had this idea. Probably shouldn't have moved that, but it's fine. I've been watching this guy on YouTube recently. His channel is I Want Checkmate. I might even link it in the description. I found his stuff really inspiring, and so I kind of wanted to record some chess videos of my own. I'm not very good at chess, most likely. I haven't played enough to have a rating, which is in and of itself probably a sign that I'm not very good, but I thought this would be fun to do anyways. And just to talk a little bit about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. So, my idea, I'm using Lucas Chess here, as you can see. My point is, it comes with, it says has engines with fixed ELO. Oh, maybe I should, There's these engines with set ELO ratings, like this. All the way from 1101 to 2202. My thought was I could start by challenging this easiest one, this Big Jump 2.01. And every time I beat one, I kind of just go to the next one and keep going until I beat them all. Ideally, it probably won't actually happen, but especially given that the highest one's 2200 ELO, but yeah, I'll keep playing each one until I beat it, and then I'll move on to the next one. I'm doing this way and not on chess.com with their bots for a few reasons. First off, as you can see, there's a lot more bots, so hopefully this will be a bit more smooth of a progression. Especially because I'm not going to pay for a chess.com account to have all their various bots unlocked. And secondly, this way I can, on my computer here, have it analyzed, each game, once I'm done, and we can go through the analysis afterwards, and I can try to figure out what I did wrong when I inevitably lose. One other thing, too, right before we begin, like I said, I don't play a lot of chess, so I don't know a whole lot about openings, so my idea is when I play white, every game I'm going to 50-50 whether I play e4 and d4, just to kind of give me a chance of seeing which I like better. But yeah, every game will play random sides, so let's get into it. There's no time control. It's just kind of you take the time you take to make your move. And we're starting with white, which means I gotta get my random thing out here. And alright, let's see what we get. 0 for D, 1 for E. And we get 1. So we're doing a king's pawn. So we'll play e4, knight f6, attacking the pawn. And so we'll just defend it, right? Like this. Knight c6, this is standard book, right? I believe the typical response is this. Alright, so this is attacking the bishop. I don't know, and also the c2 pawn. What is the standard response to this? Because if we don't move the bishop, the bishop is protected, I guess, so ostensibly we could take it. We can just I think the idea is I'm gonna try to draw arrows here. Rook, knight takes, and then this pawn is hanging, and he can take it. You have to undraw the arrows to clear them. So we need to protect this pawn then. I think this should hopefully work. So yeah, takes, and yeah, I guess this pawn move limits the scope of our bishop, so it can't come to g5 anymore. We'll just continue development. We've got to be careful of this knight out on b5, but other than that, it's fine here. I don't actually know the point of g6. I guess the bishop's now defending the h-pawn as well. Do more development. I don't think bishop f4 is going to get that much done, honestly, so we'll go bishop c3. Okay, pushing back our knight. I think c3 makes more sense than d4 as a target. And now that our knight is defending the e4 pawn, maybe we can start pushing pawns here. Like we can start pushing the d pawn up. Like we only did the d pawn up to d3 before to defend the e pawn. So now that that's out of the way, we can. I think we're going to do this, right? Castles. I want to castle sometime soon as well. But I think e5 makes sense, right? Because the d pawn is obviously much more better defended than the e pawn, and that'll kick the knight to somewhere at least. So let's do that. Push it back, and now black's kingside's looking more like cramped. They don't have the black bishop can't move at all. The black knight now, I'm gonna guess it could reroute to g5, but that doesn't look great. So we'll castle now. We've spent long enough delaying that. This d5 pawn now. I mean, it's trying to prevent a push. We could capture en passant. And then after the recapture, we can slide our F rook over the E file to control it to, because that's something you're supposed to do. You can tell I'm not an expert, but hopefully something's happening here. Yeah, I mean, you always go for en passant, right? Because he recaptures the queen. It does pressure the H pawn, but as of right now, it's we can handle that. I mean, this D pawn still defended. And it doesn't really do anything else in the immediate sense, so one thing I just saw, we could do queen d2. We should get our rooks into the game here, but also queen d2 adds pressure to the h pawn. They'll probably just move it up, but I mean, even still, that's adding a hole to their kingside defense, right? Is that even a concern? I think we just, bishop takes h6, isn't that, because bishop takes, let's draw the arrows, bishop takes, we're up 1 point, so then if bishop takes, queen takes, we're still up 1 point, and we're threatening, I mean, it's not really a threat in the rook, but oh, never mind, I almost played something, so I see the threat. The threat is because this, knight is what's defending the d4 pawn, so before that, we need to do this. It takes, I guess we gotta recapture with g4, which is not ideal, but wait, do we? Yeah, we do. I can check previous states of the board too. I mean, obviously. I'm kind of worried, but I think it's forced. Okay, and then this pawn move, I saw that coming just to shelter things up. I don't think bishop h6 gets much done anymore, but what else can we do? We can start putting pressure on the e-pawn, because we kind of want to open up. I think part of the problem is we've taken too long in developing a good attack, so pressuring the e-pawn is good. Our rooks are centralized, so that's better. We could, because my initial thought was like bishop g5 to put another attacker on the e7 pawn. Like that, and then my rook's attacking twice. Problem is, after rook e1, I don't think there's anything else we can do. But we are getting more attackers. That's good. This is kind of a mess of a video. Like, I don't see any other plans, like we could push the D pawn as well. I mean, that's probably better because we're kind of having some pieces tied down defending that anyways. It's might be better just to like march it forwards, because then because as is, it has 2 attackers and 3 defenders, so that's not a concern. I think it needs more defenders when it gets to d6, so if we put our bishop there. Okay, our rook is threatening like a trade there. I think the idea is like we go there, it takes, then like if we go there and it takes with the e-pawn, we can do like that and trade like that. And that gets a defender off, right? So the problem is we're still down a pawn after that. And like the E defender is more of a concern. Like what is the E defender? I'm saying words here. Maybe it's just to defend the e7 pawn too. Maybe this video won't go well, and then we'll have to like play Martin instead, like everyone does. Is there any other pieces we can get more attacks on? We can get more pressure. You know what we could do? We could do. I'm gonna say we could do knight. And we could do knight e4 and then look to just advance our queenside pawns. Because like the problem is they have 2 pawns defending that space, so like we can't really trade for an advantage, but we can just get our pieces better centralized. That is removing a defender from the d4 pawn, though, right? Like it currently has 2 attackers. They also have 2 defenders. So if they want to initiate a trade, that's fine. I think this is fine. Actually, that's kind of good because then we get to do this, and we drop a pawn. Beautiful. Love to see it. You love to see it. I might post this anyways, just to like be a learning opportunity or whatever. Okay, we need to look for counterplay now. We're probably going to just get, like, whittled down to the end game, down a pawn. You know, we could try to trap the bishop, like, with a move like that. And the bishop's only moves like that. The problem is, like, how do we follow that up? I don't know if we can, honestly. Cause like the pawn will be on c3, blocking any attempts to further pressure it. So instead, let's maybe do this here just to get more of an attack. On the queen side, because that's where we have like a good opportunity to attack. So we could even do something like this, preparing for this. And now like if we do this move here, like, yeah, that we could recapture, and then recapture like that, and that recaptures. And now we have 3 attackers versus 1 defender. Moving the e-pawn does take a defender off of the d-pawn as is, but it's defended enough, I think that's fine. If they want to attack that too, that's like another opportunity for pawn break, so that's fine. King moving towards the center. Let's try this. Wait, bishop takes is with check. Like, we gotta retake this. Whoops. I keep dragging when I mean to do the arrow. So, like, if they move out of the way, we have the potential for a discovered attack. I don't think that's true, actually. Like, we gotta recapture this either with the bishop or the queen. If we recapture the queen, we get a queen trade immediately. It'll only be attacked once with a bishop, so I think that's better. That moves out of the way. We can move the queen out of the way to avoid trading queens, because we're down material, so we need to look for counterplay. And I dropped the bishop. Cool. Good. Alright, maybe I'm not ready for these bots. I think might be the lesson here. What do we do now? We can push pawns and, like, I don't see any other chances, any other opportunities. We could do like this, looking for... Wait, after that's... Why did he do that? Like, after this, now what happens? Because that's a check. If they interpose with, say, the bishop, then we take the rook, and isn't that just free? Like... I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we could... If it's a rook trade, then it's a rook trade. That's how the saying goes. Yeah, I think it would just be a rook trade. Like, I think rook e8 just... Rook takes, queen takes, and we're just simplifying, so... I think something like this is a good idea, and then just start trying to push our pawns. Oh, he's preparing an attack on the king. Like, we got this fun move, pinning my pawn to my king. I don't know what to do about it. Because the king's protecting the h-pawn, so we can't move it out of the way. I guess we defend it like this. Now there's two pieces looking at it. We can let the H pawn go for now, so we can. Yeah, I think this just wins them a pawn. This idea. Hello? Is this some like infinite setup? What am I talking about? Some like I was thinking like, can I do one of those stalemates where you cycle the same moves? But that's clearly not gonna be a thing. I think he's gonna push like that. I think the response is to put more defense on the F pawn. That drops another pawn. Let's go. I don't know what I'm doing. We can't offer a trade. I think we're done. I don't know how much more we can do of this, but like this is probably mate in something, but okay, well. I don't know what that move is doing, but at this point, I think like in the videos I watch, at some point you give up and then you just speed through the rest of the game. I think we're at that point. I think I've lost. Let's play with the rest. And there we have it. So now the fun part is I'll do this off camera too, but we can now analyze our game. We'll go 15 seconds per move, and I want to see what I know what went wrong, but let's just like get an analysis going on here, anyways. All right, so the results are in. Let's look at the post-game analysis. First thing, let's just look at like the score here. I see the graph here at the bottom. Overall, it doesn't look too bad until like. Okay, first off, it made a big blunder at this move apparently, which I missed, and then made my own giant blunder. And then this move basically lost me the game. So just to analyze this here. So moving the king here is a mistake for some reason. Because after this, you push the pawn. And then stuff happens, I guess. I think the idea, there's some in-between moves. I think the idea is you can just like, that's attacking the F pawn. And then you can just like, if you just have enough for a proper kingside attack, it looks like. And the better way is to just like stop that ahead of time. And then I likewise picked the worst possible move in response. Because take, you're just down a trade. How's I supposed to do what the analysis said before? Okay. And the other critical move was this. Like, here we trade rooks, and then I drop the bishop. Is what's going on here. And then the pressure just grows, I think, generally. And so the right way to get out of this... Oh, is to just trade myself beforehand, yeah. That makes sense. And you can even pick up a free pawn there afterwards. Because I guess they don't want to defend it. I don't know. Anyways, so those are the three like big swings. There's some statistics they give here too. I wanted to show off before we go to all the individual blunders. It says that it estimates the ELO performance of the bots. I find its assessment questionable in general, but it says I had an ELO of 1489 and the bot had an ELO of 2013, which is... Those certainly are numbers to assign. Like... I don't know exactly. I think these numbers are kind of arbitrary, but like, did black ever hemorrhage a lot of points? I mean, it dropped like a point here and there. Okay, and that doesn't count past that point. All right, so let's go move by move and look at what happened. My first real blunder was castling in this position. Just because it's basically even at that point. I should have... Right, I had that idea where like the H pawn was weak, right? I only had one defender, no real way to get another defender. And this gives a second attacker. They push forward, and then you just wedge the bishop in there. And then I guess the idea is that if the bishop's now like pinned to the rook, you castle kingside, and then you trade for the king, and then you do some playing, I guess. I guess it's just too passive. This is one of the problems I have. I don't know when to like do stuff like completing development and that versus like taking advantage of situations. Also, the en passant was somehow, in some twist of nature, en passant was not the best move, but in fact the worst move. What I should have done was that attack. It's still available. Well, now they defend like that, so what's the continuation? Like, you don't... I guess he just like put more pressure in that area generally. But yeah, not going through with that attack until when I did was probably one of my bigger issues here. This is also a pretty bad move, apparently. Like, this doesn't... It's not as active as a move like that. Like, that obviously pushes the queen back. and then you can do stuff. I guess this kind of lines you up for that, right? Yeah, that's a big problem. And that circle won't go away now. So, okay, you can get rid of that like that. Yeah, this blender we talked about, and this one was a serious mistake. Past here, there's some other big mistakes too, but I don't know, like, how much they mattered at this point in my life. I'm not too, like, concerned about losing a down 8.73 points game. So, yeah, that's our game. Yeah, this is I analyzed Stockfish 15 seconds. I think I showed that. What were all this? Alright, so the takeaway, I find their difficulty rating questionable. There is, you can do this here. Like, I was going for this range. This is the weakest here. I don't know how long they expect you to take for each move for this. But what we can do is we can play either some of these internal engines, like this. We could try Aqua. And if that doesn't work, we could try, like, they have a way of, like, fixing the elo here. So we could try working our way through this here as well. Like, I don't know exactly where these numbers are coming from, but my one thing is, like, if we say, like, if you want to play against, like, this is going to be, like, a fixed depth game. Or as opposed to, like, Ufim, are these all just, like, a certain amount of time? Like, yeah, so I think next time, if we do another one of these videos, we will try doing it against Ufim 700, and we'll work through engines with fixed elo instead. Hopefully that's more my speed. If we lose against that, I might not make more of these videos anytime soon. But well, we'll look into that in the future. I think this is a fun experience. Like, as much as fun as I have with Mrs. Izakaya, I kind of want to have, like, something else to do too, and hopefully this is something. Like, it's probably, like, a good learning experience, even if you're strong. Just, like, try to predict what my blunders are, like, ahead of time. I should maybe, like, work on explaining my stuff a little better, but yeah, next time we'll play Ufim. I don't know how many of these I'll make. I'll make them alongside Misty Izakaya when I don't feel like recording, like, double episodes Misty Izakaya, so yeah, we'll see. But we'll call this here. Hopefully this was entertaining. As always, thank you for watching.